You too.
Okay. So again, this is a very, very simplistic, just a bit of a graphic to show you how we'd like you to think about your presentation. So in the middle, we have the core message. So that would be the basic theme that you and your partners have decided to present on. And then going out from there, we want you to think clearly and carefully about things that you want us, the audience, to know about your theme, whatever facts and data and research that you have done. You can start to introduce them here. And again, because the audience that will be listening to your presentation, we're going to have a real variety of English levels. So we really want to encourage you to carefully think about how to communicate, not just in your spoken English, but also the kind of information that you can give the audience visually from the slides that you will be preparing to go along with the oral presentation. So starting with things that you want us to know about your theme, if possible, trying to use some impact images. And by image, I don't just mean a photograph, but it could include things like simple graphs or some kind of GIFs and so on that are directly tied to what you are talking about. So for each slide, we recommend only one or two impact images and very important keywords. As I said, we are going to have Japanese high school students. Some of their levels in English is going to be a little on the lower side. So please choose the words very carefully and also how quickly you speak. The most important words, try to put them as keywords on your slides. Moving on to the second point, again, you should be thinking about the logical uh, construction of your argument. So then you would go on to issues related to your argument. And again, some images and keywords. And then going on to the final point, which is number three. And this is where you can get creative. You can use your imagination, some possible solutions or ideas that you would have related to your overall theme. Then we go on to, so again, this is just a sort of a restatement, just following through from the facts that you should know and what you want us to know, moving on to issues that are occurring. So going from a kind of a wider audience, a wider perspective, focusing down to the third one, which is your own ideas and possible solutions. And then I want to go on to just very quickly, what should you be doing now? Well, um, as we know, the theme of the World Youth Meeting, peace and SDGs. Um, what you should be doing now is brainstorming some general ideas related to the theme, doing some research, find out what other people are saying online about what you are thinking about. Always, of course, make notes and make a note of where you find that information. Okay. We want to have a good reference section at the end of your presentation so that if we want, we can follow up with your argument and your ideas. Before you're going to meet with your partners online, make sure that you prepare your ideas and notes to share with your partners. Be prepared to discuss your ideas from everyone and prepare yourself. Now, again, everyone has very different levels of communicative competence, your ability in English. So if you need to, practice speaking. Write down some questions you might want to ask in a variety of different levels. Prepare to introduce yourself for the first meeting. Okay, so that's the very basic. Um, Now let me go on to one other thing. I will show you an example of a really good presentation that we've had in the past. And no, no, no. What am I doing wrong here? Hang on. Da, 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 da. And I don't want to share multiple windows. I want to share just this one. Okay. And share sound is okay. Oh,
So later I'll ask you, what did you learn from the Gary lecture? Okay, please. Okay, it's time to memorize that. Yeah.
all right, let me try this. Okay, let me share this one, I think. Uh, why does it keep sharing the wrong one? Uh, 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 um. Ah, da, 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 da. Close that window. I don't want it to share that window. Hang on. No, it doesn't want to. It doesn't want to let me share the window. Sorry about that. And let me try again. Correct. Okay, okay. Share, share, share. One more time. I'm going to give it one more time, one more try, one more try,
Okay, please, please.
one more try, and share. Okay, there we go.
Okay,
All right.
thank
All
you.
right. So this is just an example of a presentation that was given by University of the City of Manila and Nihon Fukushi University. As you can see, they have a very dynamic, bright theme. The title is Yummy, Cute, and Lovely Conversation. What's happening with the SDGs? So from the very first slide, we get a strong sense of some entertainment value that we are going to get from this presentation. It's a little unclear what exactly is the theme, but once they get started, that will become a little more clear. So they start with a question, always a very good interactive technique to use. By asking a question to your audience, you're engaging them, making them think about their experiences. They're creating a link between the presentation and the audience, which is very good. And of course, it's a very simple one that I think most people can answer yes or no. Have you eaten Filipino bananas? Okay. We then go on to, we have a bit of a video that talks about basically the process of harvesting bananas. They show us a bit of a video. Okay, and their video just shows a very small step in the harvesting of bananas, but I think it emphasizes the hard work that is related to something that we take for granted, eating bananas from the local store. So then they challenge us and say that, here's an important message, buying something cheaply is great, but having a fair salary for the workers who work very hard is also essential. Then they go on to talk about a Japanese brand, Uniqlo, which most of us have some experience with. They tell us a little bit about one of the issues. Of course, this is a capitalism 101, right? They sell shirts for 2,000 yen, but workers themselves, the people who actually produce the valued item, only receive about 50 yen in terms of work. And it makes us think about this very basic idea. So their suggestion is, of course, they want to increase salaries. There should be better money going back to the people who are actually doing the work, not just the owners of the companies and so on. So again, this is a very basic, very simple presentation, but it really engages with the audience. It gets you interested and it gets you involved in the presentation. And this is a really good way that you also should try to emulate, copy, show us in your own presentation. Make it simple, make it strong, and let us follow along very quickly. All right. Their suggestion then is to have an action plan whereby they put tags on clothes and products that show us that it is SDG supported and approved. So it's a very simple step, but one that I think that all of us would be able to get behind. All right, so that is just one example of many great presentations, and I'm looking forward to seeing what you and your partners come up with. So again, last comment, when you are preparing your presentation, first and foremost in your thoughts should be your audience. Thinking about their levels, thinking about their knowledge, what you want them to learn and to take away from your presentation. Keep that in the front of your mind as you are preparing your presentation. And then I'm sure you will have a wonderful and successful presentation that can be enjoyed and, most importantly, understood by students from multiple countries and with multiple English levels. All right. Well, thank you very much for listening to this very brief summary. Thank you. And I look forward to hearing from you and seeing what wonderful presentations you have for us. Thank you.
Yes, thanks so much. And Alexia, do you have what kind of the impact do you have?
For me, thank you, Professor Gary, for the presentation. It was insightful. I think for me, what I learned was it's important to be simple and straight to the point with our presentations. So we don't need to have a lot of words because a few words can already get the point across.
Okay, thanks so much. Yeah, I could learn from your comments. Thanks so much. Yeah. And Sanj Lim, yeah, wearing glass, yeah, you. May I have your some okay, disappear. Sanju, may I have your opinion or your feedback?
Uh, Obviously, like Gary is like very inspirational for me for doing presentations and all. So for about today's from the thing that I've been inspired from today's presentation that have been done by Mr. Gary is that to keep the presentation simple but concise, like like what we have been trying to share the message that should be very clear to the audience. So while making the presentations, like we should keep it simple but very understandable. So that's what I've found.
Thanks so much. And Pakatan, yeah, you are from the Philippines. How do you feel the presentation just talk about the Philippines?
I really enjoyed the presentation that was shared earlier, and I really liked how it was emphasized that we should adjust our speaking levels because we want the audience to understand us so that we can properly convey and communicate our message.
Okay, thanks so much. And your presentation time, group presentation time is 5 to 7 minutes, very short, 5 to 7, very short. After a presentation, you are invited to the discussion 3 minutes, very short. So the thinking about the presentation time, your part will be the only 3 minutes. Japanese partner only have only 2 minutes or 3 minutes. It look like your presentation should be the simple and interesting, and using the impact image. Very look like a commercial. Okay. What message can you leave is very important. What message can you leave? Okay. Such a power to make a concise statement is really work for your future activity. Okay, please train yourself. Okay, I hope you will be the very good speaker in the field of the international business or education or volunteer. Thank you so much. Yeah. And ma'am, from RUPP, do you have any comment or feedback about Gary's comment?
Actually, it actually like inspires me too. It's very well done, because back in my university in Cambodia, usually for our presentation, people students do not usually include picture. They usually include a lot of their script in the slide, like a lot of letters. And for Professor Gary's presentation here, he told us to put like picture and tell story to engage with the audience. So this actually helped me, and I actually learned from that too.
Okay, thanks so much.